Alrighty guys, well, welcome back to part 3, if this is still part 3. So I'm just going to walk you through basically the fabrication steps. So hang on, let's get the finger quotes. Right way to do this is to go ahead and chop all this crap out. Well, this really isn't that bad of metal. It's just right here where it's rotten, you know. Of course, the metal's only rotten where it's rotten, duh. But so instead of, you know, just chopping out all the bad metal, because there's not really that much right there, we're going to take a note from what we did in part 2 and use that as structural integrity, where we welded this to the frame right there. Okay, I can see it on the camera. Yeah, so this is really strong, really good. So we took our paper, we went to Walmart, got some paper, you know, like what we sewed, and we got this fitted up. You know, this is our fold line right there, and we got our everything cut there. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to butt up to this structure, which is really strong, really good, and then we got holes drilled in our piece of metal there, all the way along here and across there and there. Well, not here, but that's going to get plug welded, and then of course we're going to form it by hand once we get welds going, so that way we can get this nice perfect curve right here, so that way it fits real nice. So that's how we're going to fix this part. That part we're definitely cutting out. That is absolute trash right there. There's going to be a lot of cutting here, because this is all just, I mean, literally just absolute junk. I want to stop doing that because I just vacuumed out the floor. But this is our piece of metal. My phone's ringing apparently. But hang on. But this is our piece of metal we got cut out. You know, we got our holes. That's going to tie into the old floorboard, and we got this here 90 to go up against there, and we got holes drilled in it, and then we relief cut it so that way it'll make a nice curve. And then we got this drilled here. So this piece is really strong right now. It'd be even stronger if it had dimples in it, but I mean, there's no flex in this, so that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna set you guys up, and we might just try to do some speedy footage today and see how that goes. So I'll just set the camera up in the corner of the car, and I'm just gonna work. No distractions today. We're gonna get as much done as possible. So, see you in a bit. And for any of you wondering how this turned out, I haven't even seen it yet, so. Ooh, that looks pretty. That looks really nice. We do have our fender tag, but I think I'm gonna probably leave it off because it's pretty rotten. Look at that. We actually have a battery box. I mean, it's heavily corroded, but we actually have the bottom of our battery box. That's saying more than some over there who didn't have a battery box at all. But yeah, she's really solid, pretty cleaned up. We're gonna ignore that little hole right there. We'll probably put some duct tape over it, repaint it, call it a day. But you see, we followed that line, and that line. So when we eventually paint this car, it looked like it was always black to begin with. Of course, you guys will know, and I'll know, but we gotta fix that big old dent down there. But there she is, and this one too. But that's what's underneath the hood. It's all cleaned up, pour 15. All right, so it's been a very long day and I ran out of MIG wire, which really sucked, but there it is. 1,000,001 little tack weld. Some ain't pretty, but it's in there. I mean, it don't move at all. That's the goal. We got our plug welds all the way. Boom, boom. And then we got tack welds along all the perimeter, so that's in there strong. This used to flex. It don't flex no more. That's good. And depending on what time it is, it's still daylight out. So we might go ahead and start making our template and maybe see if we get that piece done. I think I got the perfect piece of sheet metal just for that. So let's get to work on that. Alrighty guys, you ready for this? Bam! All fixed up. And like I said up there, may not be the right way to do it, but it's the way we're gonna do it. She's tack welded along the outer perimeter, and she's got those big old plug welds. And same goes for here. Those lines right in the center, those go straight to the frame rail where it was rotted through. And it's super stiff, and I got plug welds there, and then it's all seam sealed, but that's plug welds there, and then it's welded to the metal. I mean, there's way more weld than there probably needs to be, but you know what, we want strong. So this side is officially done. It just needs to be pour 15 and it's ready to rock and roll. And then we get to do that, which that side honestly shouldn't be as bad. We have a lot of metal replaced right there, and then we got that. Luckily, where our seats mount is really solid. And we may or may not do something at that transmission hump, but that's to be seen. I gotta vacuum out that side of the floor again. But I'll probably get started on that tomorrow. Because up there is that's gonna be a pretty good sized patch. And that's gonna be a pretty good sized patch as well. I'm gonna pull that patch up here in a little bit. But there she is. And originally I had plans to make this the beginning like part 3, but I don't know, we're gonna see what happens. All right guys, I'm a little discouraged, and I got to bitch about something. So you got an old car, you want to get it going, you want to fix some of the stuff in it, cool. But if you're gonna fix it at least right. And when I say right, I mean at least actually do the work and make it somewhat, it may not have to be, you know, graveyard cars, perfect restoration, 4 pans you bought, but please, for the love of God, don't do what the owner of this car did, this Dart, because this car would be incredibly solid. It would be an immaculate car had he never got his dirty hands on it. And whoever you are out there, I hate your freaking guts. It is your fault why this car is rusted out so bad. It is your fault why these rear 4 pans are so destroyed because of your freaking shag carpet and that shit. Why would you torch out that much of the freaking transmission tunnel? And the freaking cross member right there. Torched it out. And yeah, I mean, I don't think this car is an original 4-speed car, but it had a 4-speed in it one time. But did you have to chop out that much of the freaking transmission tunnel? And the cross member at that. Some people should not be allowed to breed or breathe, in my opinion. But this is the crap you have to deal with when you buy an old car, is you're gonna find rust and you're gonna have to fix it. So it ain't gonna get fixed just by staring at it and bitching about it. But you know what? It does me some good just to be like, hey dude, wherever you are in the world, screw you, because this is stupid. I mean, I apologize guys, I never let my temper get above me. But you know what, when I pulled all that freaking aluminum siding off there that was riveted in place, he didn't even have the nerve to use the same fasteners. He had some rivets, he had some flathead screws, he had some hex-headed screws, he had some Phillips head screws. I mean, there's one thing being on a budget, but Jesus, come on. All right, I feel better. Well guys, see you in a bit as we get more of this freaking floor done. God. All right guys, welcome back. Of course, to you, it don't seem like a welcome back, but to me, it's welcome back because I've installed out. I ran out of sheet metal. Yeah. So I ordered a 4x4 sheet of 18 gauge, which is what floor pans are made out of, and I got that. Someone couldn't measure, but I'm not going to complain. It's 18 gauge. I measured the thickness of it, and it's like 4x6 or something. That might even be 4x8. I guess I'd have to remeasure it, but I'm not going to complain. I'm going to chop that thing in half, and I'm going to have 2 sheets for the price of 1. But it rained pretty good last night, and I'm actually surprised by these seals. Look at that. That's all the water that got in here. That's amazing. But we definitely got to get this floor finished so we can pour 15 it. But as you can see, we have that cluster cluster feck of a floor pan back there. That was just way too much work to try and fabricate out of one piece. I'm not that good. It looks ugly, but it's stronger than hell, I tell you that much. It is got more weld than it really needed. But we're gonna get to work on doing that patch, and this floor is done. And then we can do one final clean on it, pour 15 it, and call this floor done. All right, guys, a little update. Just gonna show you what's going on. So the sheet metal I bought, I think something happened with the industry standard, because this stuff is 18 gauge, measures out correctly, but it isn't nearly as strong as that stuff that I put in. Now what you're seeing here, this looks kind of bad, but so this is your tranny cross member here, and this is your upper frame rail, and I just wanted to tie them together. This is my old sheet metal. This stuff's way thicker than what this 18 gauge is. They're both 18 gauge, but I don't get it. This stuff you cannot bend by hand, but this stuff I could flex it better, easier. But so since this stuff is thinner, and you see all the holes in it, so this is going to get slotted in place right on top of that. And yeah, I didn't cut out the old crap, but you know what, I'm tired of cutting metal, and yeah, it's probably going to rot out again. I know I just got done bitching about bad workmanship, but you know what, I'm tired of cutting metal, and this floor ain't that bad. I'm going to use all this, you know, this is all going to get coated with seam sealer underneath here from the bottom side, so it ain't no big deal. And if you don't like it, well, do this entire floor and tell me you aren't over this piece of shit car yet. All right, so yeah, we're gonna lay this piece on here, and we got holes along here for the tranny cross member. That's gonna tie those together. These are the frame rail bolts right there, and my measurements were a little off, so we're just gonna fill these holes or plug them into the existing floor where it's still strong. But yeah, what we're gonna start doing is welding across here, get this formed into place, and then we'll slowly form it to meet the floor pan, and we should eventually have at least this section of the floor done. And I think with this newer metal, it might be a godsend how much easier it is to form, because we gotta do something. We gotta tie these two pieces of tranny cross member back together, and then I think we might actually be able to create a new hump out of this new metal. If not, then I'm gonna be on the hunt for that. But that's what's going on. I'm gonna get to welding because it still feels like rain, and well, you see what I gotta do to get the welder out here. I gotta build a bridge. But that's what's going on. I'm gonna get to work. Oh, and just for shits and giggles, just letting you know, I did get a 4x8 sheet for the price of a 4x4, so there's that. What the hell? My luck, this is galvanized or something, and I'm gonna die. Anyways, guys, see you in a second. All right, so just want to show you what we got done. We haven't seam sealed it yet, but it's in there, really strong, really good. So that patch is done, and just showing Dad what we got to fix. So let me crawl in this little girl. All right, I'll actually finally sit in this car. So we have to find a way to bridge this to this. This should be where the tail shaft is, because this is the transmission cross member and also the torsion bar rear support. And so you can see where they just torched it off. So we got to bridge this up into here. It should be where the tail shaft is, so there shouldn't be any problems with fitment. So thinking about just cutting a couple flat plates, making an arc up to here, welding them on up there, and then putting a piece on top of it, bridging it all the way around. It should be strong enough for that. And then we can start forming like our 8-piece transmission tunnel in here. So that way that's all sealed back up. But I think that's going to be a job for another day. Sorry guys, but I am so war slick. I've been working on this floor for way too long, and I need a break. And by a break I mean I need about an hour off. You guys picked the Dart, and I really wish you would have picked that thing, because I know it's solid. But this is just one of the many parts of having a project car, is you have to fix rust. But this car would not have been as rusty had the previous guy not have owned it. This car would have been incredibly solid, more than likely. I mean, just look at it. I mean, the headliner's all there. This would have been a really nice car had that guy not molested it. But I am kind of thankful he molested it, because he made it look cool. But at the same time, he sucks, because he destroyed the interior floor pans. Oh. So yeah. Oh, I can't look that way too much. There's a new project right there. Give you a little hint. There we go. All right, so let's just bam. You guys need any good, awesome, spectacular, perfect custom powder coating done, these are the people you need to call. Phoenix Specialty Coatings out of Greenville, Tennessee. There's the number. Write it down. Call Leanna. Tell her the Jed sent you. And, you know, do that stuff. Do that fun stuff. I'm not sponsored by any way. There's really good friends of mine. They hooked me up with these Super Commando valve covers, making them beautiful. I mean, just, we're going to gush over these things again. Look at how beautiful these things are. I mean, they look like they were just cast and brought out straight from Chrysler. I mean, they're beautiful. And of course, there's the 273 built semi-D dark spec for that 66 Dart we're working on out there. Yeah, a lot of work, but it's going to be a cool project when it's done. So you may be wondering to yourself, what's been happening to the Dart? Jed's been posting a lot of crap videos recently. Well, Jed has been hard at work. I didn't film it, but I got everything pour 15'd. Everything's cleaned up and finished. We'll go to the other side. And as you can see, we're all cleaned up. I left that all bare, and we got that all finished out. So we got to fix that still. Luckily, I had a friend who I was originally, Billy from Phoenix Specialty Coatings, had a tunnel from a Vega he was going to send me. But locally, I had a friend who had, this is the rear floor pan section out of his 70 Roadrunner he cut out to fix the rust. And quite honestly, I would have just patched it, because it's not that bad. I mean, literally you have that little spot and that little weep spot right there, as you saw what I was dealing with. So, but 20 bucks, he gave me this. So we're gonna cut out what we need out of this tunnel, and hopefully we can get it to fit in there, and that'd be awesome if it did. So we're gonna get to cutting on this. Done. All right, guys, I apologize for not videoing any of the forming of this tunnel, but as you see, I got that piece I cut out. I had to trim it a little bit, but what I did was I tech screwed it in place, that way I could hammer it into shape, and I'm pretty damn happy with it. You know, if I say so myself, I'm pretty damn impressed. Now, I've been working on this for probably an hour, just getting this thing to fit right. Now, I'm gonna have some gaps I'm gonna have to plug. As you can see, this thing did not want to form very easily, but it does look pretty good in my opinion. We had to do a little pie cut right there, so that way the metal could go this way, be where it needed to be, and this metal could go here. So we'll have to real carefully stitch that back together. But up there, we're gonna put a little strip of metal in there to secure all of that, because a little hole right there and right there. We gotta pull this piece back out because there's some seam sewer up there we don't want to be welding to, so we gotta peel all that out. We're gonna clean up this area real good. Get that tunnel piece cleaned up real good as well. And then I think it's time to weld again. What the hell's on the camera lens? Oh no. Oh, that's not good. All right, guys, after it's been a long day. I haven't even kept track, and man, all that freaking spark splatter on my camera lens is bugging the hell out of me. So I'm gonna be going to the city, check out my warranty, but I gotta sweep out the floor, but she is in, fully welded all the way around. Had some issues over there. Let me crawl in here. Tell you what, I'm a big man, and when you got to be cramped up underneath the steering wheel, it's a pain in the ass. I'm glad this is a small steering wheel. But yeah, it's all done in there. I'm really pleased with how this looks. Once it's all pour 15 black, it's gonna look stock. I'm real happy with it. But oh yeah, I'm happy with it. Let's get that pour 15 done so we can be done with this floor once and for all. All right, guys. We had a bunch of family showed up, so I had to take a break. But thanks to some of the help of the family, I mean, my niece and my sister and her husband, it's all done. All done. And also went ahead, got the package tray done. Missed a spot, but can't get to that. I didn't want to get 415 on the back window. What? We could pretty much call this diddly doddly stupidly done. Oh, I don't know how many days it's been, how many hours I've spent on this project, but it's been a lot, I can tell you that much. And I'm more slick, but it's worth it for a car I don't even really care about. But you know what, another one saved is all that matters. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, I'd appreciate you go down in the comments, drop me a comment, leave a like, and if you're new, subscribe, but you don't have to. I mean, only subscribe if you want to keep watching this clusterfuck of a video series on my channel. But you know, maybe you like that, so I don't know. But again, I'd appreciate all your support, guys. So with that all said, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Look at the sun. Isn't it pretty? All right, now you're done looking at the sun, look at me, which sun's right in my eyes. This is really uncomfortable, but I'm gonna suffer for you guys. Now, fuck it, we're going over here. Oh yeah, all right. Now we're looking cool. Sun's out of the way. All right. What do I want to say? All right, I want to say something cool. Something cool. I said it. Isn't that cool?